Charlevoix, Michigan has become one of the most popular landing spots for people relocating to northern Michigan. But is it the right place for you? Today we're going to talk about the 5 things you need to know before relocating to Charlevoix. Hi, I'm Gino D'Angelo, a local northern Michigan real estate broker specializing in helping you relocate to northern Michigan. Right now we're at the Venetian Festival, which is an annual festival that happens at the end of July every season, and it is one of my favorite events in northern Michigan. It starts with Aquapalooza, which is a giant beach party down at Ferry Beach, and there's tons of carnival rides, games, there's even a mile run, 5K and 10K. One thing I personally love about Charlevoix are all of the events they have every year, and every time they have an event, they shut the entire street down. Not only do they have the Venetian Festival in the summer, but in the fall they have Apple Fest, which is basically everything Apple related. You can buy apples, they have apple pie, they have tons of desserts that include apple. And then also, Charlevoix is home to one of the most popular road races for you distance runners, the Charlevoix Marathon, which is something that draws a crowd every year and has become extremely popular. And an insider tip when coming to the Venetian Festival, if you can, come on Thursday. It's way less busy and they have great discounts on rides for the kids. The first thing you need to think about when considering relocating to Charlevoix is the bridge. Charlevoix has a drawbridge that goes up and down a few times a day to allow the Beaver Island Ferry and other large powerboats and sailboats to go from Lake Michigan into Lake Charlevoix. This is important because a lot of people that live on Lake Charlevoix have very big boats. And if you live on Lake Charlevoix, once in a while, you're going to want to take your boat into the big water to go to Mackinac Island, Chicago, or even Traverse City. As a year-round northern Michigan resident, the bridge is a giant pain in the neck. If you get stuck behind it, it could delay your plans and make you late, and it seems like every single time you're in a hurry, the bridge is up. In fact, property values are even a little bit higher on the north side of the bridge than they are the south side, because if you live in Charlevoix and work in Petoskey, you're going to want to be on the north side of the bridge, or you're going to have to build a little extra time into your commute. The second thing you need to consider is what part of Charlevoix you want to live in. Not only do you have to determine if you want to be on the north side of the bridge or the south side of the bridge, but what areas are important to you. Charlevoix has many different living options, which is one of the things that I love about Charlevoix. You can live out in the country, you can live downtown, you can belong to one of the many HOAs. In fact, one of the most underrated communities in northern Michigan right now, in my opinion, is the Charlevoix Country Club. You get a great golf course, a great restaurant, and a bunch of very nice houses and condos for a still affordable price. Now, we have seen those prices go up over the last couple of years, but I still think from a lifestyle standpoint, you get a lot of bang for your buck in the Charlevoix Country Club. Speaking of prices, you need to know how much it's actually going to cost to live in Charlevoix if you're thinking about relocating. I just did a search, and the average off-water house in 2024 has sold for $395,000. That is still much, much lower than Petoskey or Traverse City with a very resort year-round lifestyle. In my opinion, that makes Charlevoix still a really good value for somebody considering relocating to northern Michigan, where you're not going to have to spend $500,000 or $600,000 like you would in Petoskey and still be about 15 minutes away. Also, if you'd like to be on the water, the average sale price for a single family home on the water in Charlevoix this year is $1.1 million. And if you're open to condo living, you can save a little bit and get a great waterfront condo for a lot less. Another thing to consider when moving to Charlevoix is the downtown. Now, I personally love the Charlevoix downtown, and I think it makes Charlevoix Charlevoix. But I know a number of people that avoid Charlevoix like the plague because they can't deal with the downtown. Charlevoix only has one main street, and unfortunately that's also the street you would take to drive in and out of Charlevoix. Meaning, while you're looking at the shops or looking at the restaurants or going to buy ice cream at Kilwin's, you're gonna have to cross a busy road to get to the other side, and some people hate that. The fifth thing to consider when living in Charlevoix are the limited food options. Now, Charlevoix has a bunch of great fine dining restaurants if you want to go out to have a nice meal. They have the Weather Vane, Gray Gables, and even a couple of places downtown, such as Terry's and Vu if you want a glass of wine. Unfortunately, I feel that Charlevoix could use a couple of more casual options. Now, there are some bars in the Dairy Grill if you want something quick, but Charlevoix needs more casual food for when you're walking around town and don't feel like getting dressed up to go out to dinner. All right, I almost forgot. If after watching this video, you'd like to learn more about what it would be like to relocate to Charlevoix or anywhere in northern Michigan, please reach out to me directly at 231-487-6141. And for more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel.